My name is Steve. Welcome to my shop and Shark Bits episode number 34. This Shark Bits episode is going to be a little bit different. We're going to go on a road trip. But before we do that, I want to show you a couple of new items that I just got for the shop. And the first, as many of you that follow me on social media and so on may realize, I just picked up or purchased a Sheldon horizontal mill. I don't have it in the shop yet, but I've been looking for tooling for it, and it has a number 9 brown and sharp taper, and it's not a real common thing. And what I was looking for was a number 9 brown and sharp to ER40 collets. I looked high and low for something like that, and I searched all the usual suspects. I searched specialty tool companies and all of the major names I checked. Nobody showed anything. And I had put a search in on it on eBay and nothing had come up. And this is now almost 4 or 5 months later. I got a notice the other day that they had listed this number 9 brown and sharp taper to ER32 and ER40 collets. And I put an offer in on it. It's a brand new product. And I got it, and I'm telling you, it looks great. So we're going to take a little trip over to see the new mill, and I'm going to try it in there, and maybe we'll check it for true. The other item that I picked up was for my lathe and my mill. Last job that I did on my lathe was throwing a lot of really hot chips out, and I couldn't get anywhere near it to operate it safely. I didn't have any materials handy to make a guard for it, and so I ordered one from Shars. I just got it in. Take you over to the lathe and show you what I've got. So this is what I picked up from Shars, and it's a magnetic base, and it has a articulating locking arm on it. It's even got a clip on it to put some notes if you wanted to put notes on it, and I think that's going to work out real nice. I can mount it various locations. Since I'm on a steel bench, I could even mount it on the bench if I needed to, and that'll be very helpful and useful also on the mill. I'm hoping that it'll also help throwing all the chips out onto the floor, which I keep tracking into the house. That'll make my wife happy. So anyway, that's the newest addition to the lathe and the mill. I am a volunteer and a trustee of a museum It's located on a former military research facility. It's an area where a lot of the radar was developed. It's called Camp Evans, and it was an annex to Fort Monmouth in New Jersey. And when the Army gave it up, the town took it over. The campus is located on the Shark River. It's only about a half a mile from my home. We'll show up on your right as we're beginning to approach the area right now. The town has taken over one section of it as the recycling center. And we have the local county community college that has a campus here. But as you can see, the buildings starting to appear on your right are the old military research buildings. We're comprised of about 12 separate museums that make up what we call the Info Age Science and History Museums. We're all individual nonprofit organizations. I belong to and I'm an officer of the Model Train Club that has space here. We're approaching now. We've got a gang here today. The museum is open, so I've got to stop and open up the gates and let myself in. This building in front of us is called the H building, and there are 4 H buildings, each one divided into 4 sections. And my group is at the far left hand of this building. I have a workshop here on campus where I do primarily woodworking. We're going to go take a little tour of that. I do some of the architectural restoration work on the site. I just finished cutting about 600 feet of siding. Wow, we've got a lot of people around today. I'll go up and make a U-turn. Okay, we'll go on in the shop. I'll take a shot of the outside of the building and then we'll go on in and I'll set up in there. This is my workshop. Go on in and take a look around. I'm gonna go handheld for a minute just to take you around the shop. This is our table saw. That's kind of the workhorse of the whole shop. I have a joiner that was recently donated to us. Got several of these rollers, the outfeed rollers. They come in handy when working on long material. Got a couple of grinders. Had 2 of them donated. An old Craftsman drill press. It's in very good condition. I just finished putting that together. Underneath this cover is an old, oops, let's This is an old Rockwell radial drill press. That comes in handy when you're drilling angles and so on. Matter of fact, I've got a job at home that I might just bring over here because it'll be convenient to drill on that. The DeWalt radial saw that I haven't really gotten set up yet. I brought that over. We have a nice commercial grade sandblasting cabinet. All I got to do is come up with a air compressor that'll handle it. Here's an Atlas Heavy 10. I have not gotten this hooked up yet. It is 3-phase, and although we do have 3-phase to the building, when the Army decommissioned the site, they tore out all the electrical, and so when we came back in, we kind of put bare necessities in for lighting and so on. We still need to get our electrician to set up a 3-phase box for me. Over the years, I've collected a lot of extra tools. I was able to put together a nice set of tools to have here. I've got pretty much everything I need. And here is my Sheldon horizontal mill. I get it uncovered, and I'm going to mount the camera on the tripod. I'm going to install the mandrel in here. See how it fits. And then we'll take and mount up the dial indicator and see how true it runs. And I'm going to mount up my dial indicator and we'll check it out. Okay, I've got it set up with my 10th indicator. Now, almost 2 thousandths run out on it. A little disappointed in that. I was hoping it would be better. I haven't done anything with the machine yet. I'll try to clean out the taper bore again and see if that makes any difference. But I mean, for what it's going to be used for, to mount milling cutters and so on in, and I don't think it'll be terrible. It's actually the screen is showing it a little bit worse than it is. It's just over 1.5, about 1.6. This is the Military Technology Museum, and it houses 18,000 square feet of many prototype and historical military vehicles. This is one of our premier displays. Unfortunately, the building is not air conditioned or heated, So come December, we have to shut down for the winter. This is the building that my display is located in. I'm going to take you for a little tour down the hall. Fortunately, my building is heated and air conditioned, so we can use this year round. So we have our Vintage Computer Museum. This is VCF, the Vintage Computer Federation.
Information from multiple sources using mobile computing devices of different sizes and configurations.
Here's my model workshop. We've got general public in here, so the door is not open right now. Hello, Ron.
Sorry.
This is our museum for the Garden State Central Model Railroad Club. One of our feature pieces is a heat suit from Bethlehem Steel. Since we model the anthracite coal lines from Jersey City, New Jersey to out to Wilkes-Barre, that's a major part of our layout. This is a small HO layout that we have on display in the museum. Here's a small N-scale layout. We take this out and put it on display when we run shows. We have a lot of signs and artifacts, the railroading industry. In addition, some models. And our key feature in this room is a push-button O-scale railroad. This was built by me and a couple of the other members of the club. Well, that's going to wrap up this episode of Shark Pits. I hope you've enjoyed the tour. I'll see you in the next video.